Hey everybody, so today I wanted to talk to you about Windows 11 S Mode. So I wanted to share with you what is Windows 11 S Mode. And I also wanted to talk to you about why would you want Windows 11 S Mode and why would you not want Windows 11 S Mode. And then I'm even going to show you how to turn it on if you'd like to have it turned on. And I'm also going to show you how to turn it back off if your computer came with S Mode or if you turned it on and you decided you don't want it anymore. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about is what is Windows 11 S Mode. Well, basically, Windows 11 S Mode is Microsoft's secure mode. So it allows you to keep your computer secure because you can only install apps and run apps that came from the Microsoft Store. Now, this is a benefit because you know that any app that came from the Microsoft Store is going to be secure. It's not going to have any viruses, malware, trojans, rootkits, any kind of infection because it came directly from Microsoft and they've already scanned for all of that for you. But on the other hand, you may want to have Windows 11 not in S mode. And the reason you may want that is because you can't download a program from the internet and install it. Even if it was a program that came from Microsoft and you downloaded it from the internet, you can't install and run it. You can only download the ones that come in the Microsoft Store. So, whichever way you want to go with that, you may want Windows 11 S mode turned on because you want it for somebody who needs it to be super secure and you don't want them to be able to mess up the computer at all. That would be the best way. But if you know what you're doing and you're only going to run programs that you know are okay, then you can go ahead and turn S mode off because you'll know which programs are right for you and which ones won't cause problems with the computer. So let's go over to the computer and I want to show you how you can turn S mode on and also how you can turn S mode off if you don't want to have it. So let me show you that really quick. Okay, so I'm going to show you right now how I'm just in regular Windows 11 Pro, not S mode. So if I right click on the start button and I go to System, in this window, when it pulls up, it says Edition Windows 11 Pro. And I'm going to show you how we can put that in S mode so that you can keep your computer secure. And then I'm going to show you how to take it out of S mode. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and close the settings window. And then I'm going to click on Start. And I'm going to type in Reg Edit. And then Registry Editor is what we want to open, but I'm going to open it as administrator. And then if you get this message saying, is it okay for this app to make changes to your device? Go ahead and click on Yes. Now here what we want to do is we want to go to the H key local machine. And you can either double click on it or you can click the little arrow beside it and it'll expand the H key local machine. Then we're going to go into System and then Control Set 001. And then we're going to go to Control. Then we're going to go to CI. And then we're going to go to Policy. Now, over here on the right, you'll see an SKU policy required. And if you'll notice right now, it's set to a 0, which means it's turned off. But if I go and I double click on this, and I change the value from a 0 to a 1, and I click OK, now that's the only setting that you have to do. All you have to do at this point is restart the computer. So I'm going to go ahead and restart it for you by closing out of Registry Editor. And then I'm going to click on the Start button. And I'm going to click on the power icon. And I'm going to tell it to restart. Now when that comes back up, I'm going to show you that we're in Windows S mode. So I'll be right back. Okay, so the Windows 11 just came back up. So now I'm going to go ahead and right click on the start button again, and I'm going to go back into System. Now, if you'll notice, my edition has changed from Windows 11 Pro to Windows 11 Pro in S mode. So now you can't run some basic programs that you usually can. We can't go into Registry Editor, and you can't run certain other programs like PowerShell in administrator mode and do everything that you would normally do because it's in S mode. So now I'm going to show you how you can turn off S mode if you don't want to have it turned on. So we're going to close out of the settings window, and then I'm going to click on the Microsoft Store, which is right down here. Now, if yours doesn't show up down here at the bottom, just click on the Start button, and then click on All Apps, and then scroll down on the list, and you'll see Microsoft Store. And just go ahead and click on that. Now, when the Microsoft Store opens up, there is a bar up here at the top where we can search for apps, games, movies, and more. We're going to click in there, and we're going to type in switch out of S mode. And there we go. So the easiest way is to do it this way, which is to just click on switch out of S mode. And then when you click on it, you can click on Get. Now it will ask you for a Microsoft account. So if you don't want to go this route, that's perfectly fine. You do not have to log in and put a Microsoft account in there. I'm going to show you two other ways to do this. But if you did want to go ahead and put your Microsoft account in, what it's going to do is it's going to go ahead and it's going to download one little program, and then it's going to install it, and then you restart and you're out of S mode. And that's it. That's all you would have to do. So if you don't want to do this, here's what we can do now. You can close this window, close out of the Microsoft Store, and then we're going to click on the Start button, and then we're going to click on the power icon, and then I'm going to hold down the Shift key on the keyboard, and as I continue to hold down the Shift key, I'm going to click on Restart. Now, you do not have to do it for the same amount of time that I do, but I like to hold down the Shift key until the computer starts coming back up. And I'll tell you when I let go of the Shift key. So as you can see, it's rebooting, and in just a second, there we go, it says please wait. I'm going to let go at that point. Now this is going to put you into your recovery environment. And then I'm going to show you the two different options that you can do in order to get out of Windows 11 in S mode. So the first way is you can go down using your keyboard down to Troubleshoot and click on that by pressing Enter. And then you can go to Advanced Options and you can press Enter here. Now, the easiest way is to go into the UEFI firmware settings. When you open this up, it's going to open up your BIOS or your settings for the computer. Inside of there, usually on the Security tab, the Boot tab, or the Authentication tab, you're going to see Secure Boot. And all you have to do is change it from enabled to disabled. And then you want to save your changes and restart the computer. When you disable the Secure Boot, it's going to boot Windows 11 normally, not in S mode. Now, if you don't want to go through that and have to dig through the BIOS, there is another way that doesn't require you going into the BIOS. What we're going to do is we're going to go over here to the command prompt by using my arrow keys, and then I'm going to press enter. Now, when I'm in the command prompt, I'm going to type in regedit, just like I normally do when I'm in Windows 11, and then I'm going to press enter. Now here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and double click on H key local machine, and then I'm going to do something different. I'm going to click on file, and I'm going to load a Hive. Now the reason I need to load a Hive is because right now we're looking at the registry editor only on the recovery environment. We're not looking at the one that's installed on the C drive. This is on a hidden partition. So what we need to do is we need to load the one that is on the C drive. So I'm going to click up here where it says look in. I'm going to click on this little arrow right here, and then I'm going to go to the local disk C. Now it's possible on your computer it may not be C, but it would be the one where all of your information is installed on your hard drive. So it may be the D drive or the E drive. So you might need to look through the different ones to find exactly which drive is yours. But as you can see, mine is called the local disk C. So I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to go into the Windows folder. Now once inside the Windows folder, I'm going to scroll down to the S's, and I'm going to double click on System 32. And then I'm going to scroll down just a little bit, and I'm going to go into the config folder, which is right here. Now inside the config folder, there's a file that we need to load, and it's called system. Now this is the one that we want to open because this is the H key local machine system registry Hive that's on your C drive. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to open up this system, and I'm going to click on open. Now it wants me to give it a name. So I'm going to call it disk C HKLM. This is going to allow me to give it that name so I can know which folder or Hive is the one that I want to go into to make my change. And then I'm just going to click on OK. Now if you'll notice right here, there's that DISK C HKLM. So I'm going to double click on it, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go right back into where we were previously. We're going to go into Control Set 001, and then we're going to go into Control, then we're going to go to CI and Policy. And if you'll notice, there we are. There is that SKU policy required, and it's set to a 1, which means it's turned on. And that is what is keeping us in S mode. So if I just double click on it, change it from a 1 to a 0, and I click OK, and then I close out of the registry editor, I close out of the command prompt, and then I just go ahead and tell it to continue. It'll exit and continue to Windows 11. Now guess what? When we go back into Windows 11, it's not going to be in Windows 11 in S mode. It's going to be just Windows 11, Pro or Home, most of the time. So if you do have a problem with it, just make sure that you change that registry key, or I guess it's a D word. Make sure that you change that D word from a 1 to a 0. Go ahead and click on Continue to Windows, and then if it still shows up that it's in S mode, restart it one more time. But that should fix it for you and get you out of S mode. So let me just log in so I can show you that it's out of S mode. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to right click on the Start button again, and I'm going to go to System. And then as soon as it pulls up, if you'll notice, the edition says Windows 11 Pro. So that's how you would take it out of Windows 11 in S mode. And it'll work on the Pro version, the Home version, even any other version you can think of, educational, enterprise, anything, it'll work. You can get it out of that S mode. So I hope that was helpful on what is Windows 11 S mode and how do I turn it on and how do I turn it off if you don't want to have it turned on. If you do have any questions about how to do this, or if you want to ask me more questions about S mode, please let me know down below in the comments and I'll be more than happy to get back to you. And if there's a video that you would like for me to create for you, please let me know that down below in the comments as well, and I will do my best to create that video for you. And as always, because you all do such a great job, if you can, hit that like and subscribe button so I can keep putting up more great content like what is Windows 11 S mode and how do I turn it on and off on my computer. And I'll be glad to keep putting up all this great content for you all. Thanks so much, everybody. I really appreciate you all. I hope you have a great day. Take care. God bless. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.